Alderman Spergatus.
Present.
Alderman Talanair.
Here.
Alderman Parker.
Here.
Alderman Scheck. Alderman Geenan.
Here.
Alderman Clark. Alderman Mayberry. Absent. Mayor Tomes.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Very good. If we could have the Pledge of Allegiance and then a moment of silence.
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Then a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Item number 5.
Minutes of the March 12, 2018 meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item number 6.
Minutes of the executive session of March 12, 2018.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved and second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Update. Couple items. We have golf courses opening soon. Not open yet, opening soon. Highland Springs and Saukey golf courses will be open for the season on Wednesday, March 28th at 8 a.m. Dust off your clubs and come enjoy the following good specials through Friday. Saukey Golf Course opening week special is $21 for 18-hole round of golf and cart. Highland Springs opening week special is $27 for 18 holes, a round of golf and a cart. Leaf bag collection. The City of Rock Island is providing free leaf collection for its residential refuse. Boy, I get this right. Customers starting Monday, April 2nd through Friday, April 20th, 2018. Customers must place the leaves in the appropriate paper waste bags and be placed at the normal refuge collection location in days. Free leaf bags may be picked up starting today at various locations throughout the city. Please visit www.rigov.org for more information. Murder in the Mist, a Hallberg mystery. A murder mystery scavenger hunt will take place on Saturday, April 7th, 2018, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the historic Hallberg Estate. Bring your friends and work together to search for clues and help solve the mystery. Hors d'oeuvres and cash bar will be available. Tickets are $35 apiece, and the proceeds will help with restoration efforts on the estate. Please call 563-265-2753, or you can email director@hallbergcenter.org for more information or to purchase tickets. I'd also like to mention that there was, if anybody saw, a baseball game scheduled between Almond and Rocky. That has been canceled due to weather. So just clarification. That has been canceled and be rescheduled at a later date. Of course, Rocky'd probably written, no, all these guys are here. Yeah, it's fighting words. So thank you. That's all we have for the update. Item number 9.
8.
Oops, excuse me, 8. All I got to be able to read.
Proclamation declaring March 26, 2018 as Alleman High School Boys Basketball Day.
All right. Read this off, and I know there's some gentlemen here that we can come up and receive it and talk if they wish and have a picture. But so it reads, whereas Alleman High School boys basketball, led by head coach Kyle Murray, concluded their 2017 and 2018 season with a record of 15 wins, 14 losses. That record does not fully reflect their accomplishments this season. And whereas this team went undefeated at the 10 and 32 Tip-Off Classic in Orion in November 2017, And whereas the Pioneers finished second to Newman at the Newman Central Catholic High School Christmas Classic after the Comets scored with only a few seconds left on the clock. And whereas they went on to win the IHSA Classic 2A Regional Championship in February 2018, sending them to sectionals for the second straight year. And whereas senior Andrew Barrett was selected all-conference first team by a vote of the Western Big Six Conference head basketball coaches, and senior Will Meehan was given honorable mention. And whereas, with many key players returning, we can look forward to another successful season this winter. Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of Rock Island, City of Rock Island, proclaim March 26, 2018 as Allman High School Boys Basketball Day in the City of Rock Island, Illinois, and call upon the citizens of our community to join me in congratulating the 2018 Pioneer team on their accomplishments and wish them further success in seasons to come. Thank you. If you guys like to come before, what do we got? Oh, taking a note off there. And we have something for each one of you.
I also have a message to be read from 2nd Ward Alderman Virgil J. Mayberry, who's very proud of all of you. Could not be here tonight. Congratulations to Allman High and especially the athletic department, boys basketball team, and the parents, grandparents, and fans. Continue to make Rock Island great.
I think we've got one for each one to be able to take home. Sure. It's on the wall. There you go.
It's null and void.
Thank you very much. Try to get a photo here, guys, and if somebody, the coach or whatever wants to say something afterwards, that's fine. Probably in here, guys, you gotta go too deep with something.
Turn sideways.
Put the short ones in the back.
Turn sideways.
Come in here, guys. We gotta get somebody else to see that. Kneeling in front or something. That's right.
There you go. All right.
Show your thing, guys.
One's all you need. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You got it? Okay.
I'll just do this real brief. I just wanted to, the accomplishments of our team really speak for themselves, but really what I'm most proud of being this guy's coach is just what quality young men I was able to coach this season. From the start of the year to the end of the season, these guys really battled. There's tremendous representatives of Alton High School, tremendous representatives of Rock Island and Bowling area, and I really think that the community should be really proud of their accomplishments, not just on the basketball court, but really the accomplishments they've had throughout their high school careers and going into the future. So couldn't be more proud to be their coach, and go Pioneers.
Very good. Thank you. Item number 9.
Proclamation declaring April 5th, 2018 as Junior Achievement Day.
All right. I know there's a gentleman in the audience, at least one, Dougal, to receive this and speak. But we'll get through this here. Whereas the City of Rock Island recognized Junior Achievement of the Heartland purpose to inspire and prepare young people to success in global economy. And whereas the City of Rock Island will observe JA Day on April 5th, 2018 as an opportunity to recognize and celebrate junior achievement of the Heartland for empowering our young people to own their economic success. And whereas junior achievement of the Heartland's educational contribution equips our young people to become the next generation of productive employees and self-sufficient citizens to ensure the economic prosperity of Rock Island. And whereas junior achievement of the Heartland includes opportunities for educators, parents, community volunteers to connect classroom learning to life after graduation. And whereas it is fitting for Rock Island to support the goals of junior achievement of the Heartland, and we encourage the continuing partnership of business, education, and community in achieving these said goals. And whereas it is fitting for parents, educators, business, and other members of the community to join the celebration in an effort to ensure the future success and economic health of our young people and the communities in which they live. Therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim official recognized of April 5th, 2018 as Junior Achievement Day. Oh, I sort of mentioned that I also sit on this board, so it does mean something to me personally, and I know we have employees that help teach in the classrooms. So there are city employees working with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Tomes. Just a few words, and I'll keep it brief as well, but the words that the mayor read are so true. I've got a cool job. I get to go around and visit manufacturing businesses, healthcare businesses, the financial sector, city government out here today. It's just really cool to see a city come together and a community come together to really help our kids. How many of you guys sitting there at Alma, how many of you guys have had junior achievement in your classrooms? Isn't that amazing? That's really cool. So, you know, because of our community support, 3,277 students in the city of Rock Island have learned about financial literacy and work readiness and entrepreneurship. And, you know, that happened in about 154 classrooms throughout your community. So you should be proud of that. You guys, I hope you learned a lot. I hope you continue to learn a lot. I hope you continue to follow a career path that is conducive to you and to what you want to do. Because you know what? You can do whatever you want to do. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the city of Rock Island. Thank you, Mayor Tomes, for sitting on our board. I know Dave Deenan teaches some classes. Anybody else on the council up here teach? So we blocked the doors out.
There you go.
We have a sign-up sheet, so we'll see y'all in class.
Now looking for some more volunteers. I saw it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. Item number 10.
Mayor Tomes will close the regular meeting and open a public hearing for comments on the City of Rock Island Citizen Participation Plan.
All right. Officially open the public meeting, close the regular meeting, and open the public. Is there anybody that wished to speak about this? Anybody wish to speak about this issue? For or against? Anybody? I guess not. So we will work at then close the public hearing.
Mayor
Oops. Go on,
Mayor
sorry.
Tomes will close the public hearing, reconvene the regular meeting, and entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Whether or not. Yeah, you may, you just said, so you didn't read the motion.
You still need a motion to
Motion to adopt the citizen participation plan as recommended.
Okay, fine.
Second.
Moved in second. So once again, after reading that, all those in favor say aye.
Nope.
Roll call.
Roll call.
What's roll call? I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong one. Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Thank you. Apologize for the confusion. Item number 11.
Claims. I'll read A and B first. A, report from the Human Resources Department regarding payment in the amount of $4,697.09 to Jillian Bellman of Davenport, Iowa for a general liability claim. B, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $3,300 to Bob Westfall for the 2018 annual land set-aside.
Move to accept the reports and authorize payments as recommended for claims items A and B.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carried. Now I'll read claims items C through G. C, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment number 2 and final in the amount of $13,215.92 to Tri-City Blacktop Incorporated, of Bettendorf, Iowa for the 2017 Asphalt Street Milling and Patching Program for services provided from October 4th, 2017 through December 11th, 2017. D, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment number 3 and final in the amount of $79,749.74 to Langman Construction Incorporated of Rock Island, Illinois for the 9th Street resurfacing 31st Avenue to 45th Avenue project for services provided from August 14th, 2017 through October 20th, 2017. E, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment number 5 in the amount of $197,795.75 to Centennial Contractors of the Quad Cities Incorporated of Moline, Illinois for the 2017 Sidewalk and Pavement Patching Program for services provided from September 29, 2017 through December 21, 2017. F, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment number 7 in the amount of $634,558.50 to General Constructors Incorporated of Bettendorf, Iowa for the Outfall 7 relocation project for services provided from February 1st, 2018 through February 28th, 2018. And G, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment number 1 in the amount of $145,964.69 to Michael's Pipe Service of Brownsville, Wisconsin for the 2017 Joint Sewer Lining Program for services provided from January 8, 2018 through March 2nd, 2018.
Move to accept the reports and authorize payments as recommended for claims items C through G.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I will be recusing myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Ship.
Yeah, aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 12.
Claims for the weeks of March 9th through March 15th in the amount of $830,796.87 and March 16th through March 22nd in the amount of $336,860.88 and payroll for the weeks of February 26th through March 11th in the amount of $1,479,620.78.
Move to allow the claims and payroll.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 13.
ACH payments for the month of February in the amount of $1,199,304.62.
Move to approve the ACH payments.
Second.
Moved in second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan. Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 14.
Purchase card claims for the period from January 27, 2018 through February 26, 2018 in the amount of $48,428.41.
Move to approve the purchase card claims.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Collinaire.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 15.
Report from the Fire and Library Departments regarding bids for the masonry restoration project for the Southwest Library and Fire Station Number 2, recommending the bid be awarded to Northwest Restoration Company of Alexis, Illinois, in the amount of $31,920.
Move to award the bid as recommended and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
I have a quick question just for clarification. There's a column labeled alternate bid. I didn't understand exactly what that was.
So the alternate bid is to replace the entry door on the south side of the fire station that leads out from the mechanical room. The current steel door that's there is starting to peel away. It's old, original to the building, so it needs to be replaced. We put that in as an alternate bid in case we were going to be short on funds. We could delete that if we needed to, but we'll have enough funds to cover that project as well. So just replacement of the current steel entry door on that side of the station with a new one.
So then that's in addition to the base bid?
Correct, in addition to the base bid.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargattis.
Yes.
Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
16.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the 2018 weed spraying program, recommending extension of the 2017 weed spraying program maintenance contract with Kimball Complete Care Incorporated of Rock Island, Illinois, in order to perform the required maintenance through 2018.
Move to approve the contract extension as recommended.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
I have another question. I'm wondering what all is included in the contract, especially with regard to the vacant lot at Watchtower Plaza with all the weeds that grew up there last summer.
If I'm not mistaken, on the Kimball Complete Care, it's basically as we designate specific locations as far as lot cleanups. We can certainly include the Watchtower Plaza, but that's typically handled in-house as well as much as possible. And then obviously Kimball Complete Care, they take care of some weed spraying on some of the levee areas and some of the harder to reach areas our guys don't take care of.
I don't have any preferences to whether it's handled, well, I take that back. I do have a preference. I think if we can handle it in-house rather than have it be covered by this contract, if that's the best way to go about getting it done. I basically just don't want to have a bunch of weeds growing up on that vacant lot. It's, I think, bad for our image.
Sure, sure. We'll look into it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Any further discussions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargattis.
Yes.
Talanair. Yes. Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 17.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a special ordinance authorizing the purchase of 4 parcels of real estate from King Solomon Lodge, number 20, of State of Illinois, PHA, for the sum not to exceed $15,000.
Move to, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. It's in your ward. I'm sorry.
Okay. Move to approve the property purchase as recommended. Authorize the city manager to sign the purchase agreement subject to minor modifications approved by the city attorney, and consider suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
I have a question, Chandler, if you can come up here, please. It was in the newspaper and talking about the strategic benefits of the city owning 3/4 of this block, as I understand it, to develop it. So is the city going to be like issuing a RFP or something to that nature, or just reaching out to developers individually? What is the direct plan for developing it, or is it just sort of, we're going to have this, and so if somebody approaches us, it'll be available? You know?
Yes and no. Let me explain.
Okay.
We will not be sitting on property anymore.
Right.
We've done quite a bit of that, and we have 100 some odd lots that the city owns, which we need to start looking at something to do with. This is not something to acquire just to sit on.
Right.
With 3/4 of a city block, in order to, it's a massive amount of real estate that allows a developer to do some really good work. We're not looking at a onesies and twosies type of a development. We're looking at someone to come in and really do this project right. And we will be actively marketing this site. We have a couple of developers in mind that work on product type I think to be really nice there, which is more housing. I think they're real good housing, looking at some dense housing and some single-family type housing on it. We'd be asking developers, if we do get a couple to be interested, which I believe we probably will be, to submit ideas for us to look at and start saying, okay, what really fits best, and not just select one and go. So is it more of a beauty contest? I'd like to get to that point, absolutely.
Certainly. I asked specifically, so I do have some reservations with the included section on demolishing the King Solomon Lodge. I did reach out to some individuals in that area, and specifically wanting to be sensitive to the African American history of that particular structure. I think it's significant for our community's history and the history of African Americans in our state. And the response that I got was that they understood the condition and that it would make sense potentially to demolish it. My point is, if we can, I guess I don't know why we're demolishing it unless it's absolutely necessary to secure a development deal. Is there any way that we can potentially use that in the RFP or whatever, the beauty contest that you're talking about is trying to sell the historic nature of that neighborhood. I know there's a lot of older homes in that area, and try to go off of the historic architecture of the area and try to sell it that way.
So you're asking me, should we keep the parcel?
I think we should certainly purchase these. I'm just saying, is there a need to demolish that lodge immediately without even having the communication with the developers?
Well, the roof is failing.
Okay.
There's water damage. There's mold up to about 5 feet in black mold in the facility. The history of the site, yes, does play a large part in the history of Rock Island.
Right.
It also, unfortunately, has had a rather challenging history as of recently, with a number of businesses that have been in there that have not helped our community.
Yes.
I believe there was a murder there as well. And so there's no reason not to demolish it. The building will not come back.
But there's ways you could honor it by maybe if it becomes developed into housing as the King Solomon neighborhood.
Absolutely. I mean, naming it as that, saying naming rights must have that, absolutely. But the structure itself is more of a liability for us now and for the city to keep it there.
Okay.
But I do agree with Alderman Geenan that maybe we do honor it as this is the King Solomon redevelopment or whatever, flats or whatever we end up coming with. But having that incorporated into the name of the development might be a real nice way to honor that history.
So is there extra mitigation that needs to be done before the demolishment of the building if it has black mold?
No.
What do you have in a ballpark of what the demolishing costs will be?
Recently, because it's a basement, that's going to be a little bit of a problem for us. We've done this before. It could go as high as $15,000 to demolish it, but that's to pull the entire basement out and make the site buildable. And that's what we'd be looking to do, because I prefer to make the site as attractive as possible to developers and make it easy for them to come in and start doing some good work for us.
Chandler, I want to just say I appreciate the work you put into that, because that was something we discussed when you first came into your position, that we want that area ready for business, and it probably wasn't going to happen with that lodge on there. So I really appreciate the work you've done.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Spargattis.
Yes.
Talonier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries.
Item 18.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding 2 ordinances for setting public hearings for Monday, June 11, 2018 at 6:45 p.m. in council chambers, and convening joint review board meetings on Thursday, May 3, 2018 at 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. at Rock Island City Hall for a review of the proposed redevelopment plans and projects of the Century Woods redevelopment project area and the Heather Ridge redevelopment project area, and the adoption of tax increment allocation financing.
Move to approve the establishment of the public hearings as recommended, and consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yeah, sorry, Chandler, you got to come back up, please. So as I imagine you are aware, and a number of people up here, I've asked about the appropriateness of TIF on this residential structure. I'm not familiar with the timeline of how these things work. I've been told that the TIF attorney will be or has made that sort of legal determination or interpretation of Illinois state statute. Has that happened? And will that be presented with these meetings? What's the timeline on that?
Right. You're close.
Okay.
Okay. The determination on if this is TIF eligible was done through a group called Kane McKenna. Mm-hmm. And because the city has to hire the individual, Millennia is actually paying the bills for them to do this analysis. And you have to reach a number of different criteria in order for it to be deemed TIF eligible. Okay. Both of these are deemed eligible, mainly on the fact that these facilities are older and they do need some substantial amount of work to be renovated. Mm-hmm. And so you put that together and they do the calculus and they are determined to be eligible. The ordinance tonight sets out the actual dates for public hearings. Mm-hmm. And all we're asking to do tonight is set the tone and set the path. And then once the path is done, we get to the end, we bring it to council for approval of yea or nay.
But we haven't seen the lawyer's opinion yet.
I can provide you with that information from Kane McKenna if you'd like. Absolutely.
They have given it to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As part of the presentation we had last week with the residents, where we had 2 meetings which are required by state statute to meet with the tenants if you're creating a brand new TIF and you have residential within. So we had 2 meetings here last week with the residents. They were invited at different times, Century Woods and then Heather Ridge. And we had a number of attendants from Century Woods and a number of attendants from Heather Ridge, where the Kane McKenna provided a real nice breakdown on what it means to create TIF and why these are deemed TIF eligible areas. And then Millennia, their architect, came and they talked about what they're going to do in each one of the units. And it was basically it's designed for information for the residents. Now this information is and will be brought out again in a public meeting as well for everyone. Of course, we have it in our office if anyone wants to see it. So it's not being hidden or anything. It's just that part of the process we go through in setting up a brand new TIF.
So you met with residents. Was anyone from the school board or the school district present?
No.
You don't have to require that?
No. This is purely for the residents. The Joint Review Board is where the school corp and the county will be able to show up all the underlying entities to vote if they are in favor of creating a TIF or not.
Okay. So these meetings that we are establishing with this resolution will have some of the explanation as to how, this is eligible with TIF and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. That's what the public process is for, to lay out everything, saying here are all the facts, what the consultant Kane McKenna came up with, to say this is why this is TIF eligible, for Millennia to do the dog and pony, if you will, on what they're going to do in each one of the units, the amount of money they're going to invest in each one of the projects, and it really starts to show, this is why it is. So then when it does come before council, you have all the facts, be able to say, yes, we agree, or no, we do not.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I hope I don't come off as being difficult or, trying to derail this. I just want to make sure that we are appropriately using incentives that the state allows us to do. I know other communities sometimes abuse their TIFs, and we have to be mindful of our other taxing bodies that we share geographical space with, namely the school board, the school district, and the township, and all those, airport authority, all sorts of good stuff. Yep. So I just want to make sure that we're doing this correctly, and I look forward to the presentation.
Bet.
Very good. Any other discussion? Any motion? Excuse me, that's discussion. Roll call, please. Got so engrossed with it.
Alderman Spargettis.
Yes.
Talonier.
No.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Enan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
5 ayes, 1 nay. Motion carried.
Item 19.
Report from the General Administration regarding an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 1, Section 2-12 of the Code of Ordinances relating to the availability of city records under the State Freedom of Information Act.
Move to consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion?
Maybe we just have a brief explanation for the public.
Did have Sunshine Week in the newspaper today, wasn't it? So perhaps it would be good to explain what this is.
Currently, all the Freedom of Information Act requests are handled by the city clerk, and she does the processing coming in and the processing going out, and then the individual departments are responsible to gather the information and submit the package back to the city clerk. 70 to 75, maybe more % of those are unique to the police department. And it just made sense from a process standpoint, since they're already doing the vast majority of that work at the police department, to allow the police department to handle their own requests, and then the city clerk will handle the remaining requests. Now, someone could come into your location and get the proper form, but most people, if they come in person and they're looking for information from the police department, they go over to the police department. They're then sent over to the city clerk to start the process, who then sends the information back to the police department and back to the city clerk. And just from a process standpoint, customer service standpoint, and a workload standpoint, it just seemed to be simpler to handle those requests right at the police department.
Makes perfect sense.
So just for clarity, if you have a FOIA that you're requesting from the police department, you can first of all, you can get the form online, is that correct?
You can, and there'll be a choice whether it's a request for police records or other records, and that will take you to the right location. But we do encourage everyone to do it online. There's no reason to come down here and fill it out, but still we get quite a few people that do fill it out in person. But I think the majority are online now, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But the police department will have the forms as well.
Sure.
And the city clerk.
There'll be paper forms available for to go either way. So
okay. So there's 3 different places they can get the form.
Correct.
And if city clerk receives a police records FOIA request, will she just give it to the police, like she's been doing currently?
Yes, and she is working closely with the police to iron out this actual procedure and how it's going to work.
No problem. And then secondary and not really specific to this particular issue, but I've raised the question as to whether we want to modify our ordinances to not allow us to suspend the rules and pass the ordinance with a single reading before. As we discussed tonight, perhaps we could put that on the agenda for our next meeting to have a formal vote on whether we want to amend the ordinance that allows us to do that. I would appreciate it.
Is there support for that?
I support it.
To have 2 readings?
So right now, there's the ordinance says that you need to have 2 readings unless you do suspend the rules and pass the ordinance. So for most of the routine stuff, we do that. For the budget, we always do that in 2 readings.
I don't object to having it on the agenda, especially so we can discuss it, but I want to point out that even if it says motion to suspend the rules and pass the ordinance, you don't have to make that motion currently. You can just say move to consider.
Correct.
So that is my problem with it. That's why I don't think we need that, is because we already have that ability to do that. So right. I don't know if we need to have that part of the agenda for next time, but if you get it, we'll have the discussion then.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay. So we'll have a memo recommending the change then. That's what will be on the agenda.
Thank you.
Well, I think management can have the administration can have a recommendation and give us both sides of it and give us your view too. But in order to suspend the rules, you have to have a majority. You have to have a super majority to suspend them, and most of them go that way. But if you only have 4 votes, that doesn't suspend the rules.
That's another reason I don't think it's necessary, because you have to have that
Okay, I know, that's a great
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
We want to be able to have, sometimes there are some issues that need to be accelerated, you know, whether it be payroll or some of those type of deals, but there could be economic development type deals that timing is an issue.
Well, now that we're meeting on
But, yeah.
every other week or twice a
Yeah.
month now, so the schedule does become an
You got
issue as
to
well.
allow something to be able to, okay.
We can have this conversation
Yes.
at the next meeting.
Very good.
That was my request.
All right, so we have a roll call for this.
Should have brought it up in other business.
Alderman Spargattis.
Yes.
Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 20.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding a resolution appropriating $1,387,200 of motor fuel tax funds for street maintenance in 2018.
Move to adopt the resolution as recommended.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Spargattis.
Yes.
Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 21.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request for removal of a handicap parking space at 545 24th Avenue.
Motion to approve the request is recommended and refer to the city attorney for an ordinance.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Item 22.
Report from the mayor recommending an appointment to the Advanced Technology and Sustainability Task Force.
Motion to approve the appointment is recommended.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Just let people know it's Eric Westfall of Mid-America Energy, for those in the audience want to know or want to know. To kind of complete and fill out at this point that committee.
Nice.
Do we have an alderman representative on that committee?
Sound like it would be Dylan, huh?
I don't know if we do.
I don't support
No.
aldermen serving
No.
on boards or commissions.
At this point, there is not.
Okay. Just curious.
All right. We've got a motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 23.
Report from the city clerk regarding a request from Radical Effect Brew Works for an outdoor event with the consumption of alcohol outdoors on Wednesday, June 6, 2018, from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. at 1340 31st Street.
Move to approve the event and the request is recommended, subject to complying with all liquor license regulations and subject to being closed down early if complaints are received.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Just want to thank Rich for showing up. I know every time he's got a request for us on the agenda, he has the respect to show up. That says a lot. And I see you guys got a commercial out there now. Happy to see you advertising and doing well in Rock Island. So thank you so much. I hope you have a good event on June 6th there.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 24.
Other business.
I have one. I would like to express my condolences to the family employees of Mr. John Hass, a great Rock Island pillar of the community, leader. I've literally known him for over 4 decades, and just a great family guy, and similar age as my dad, and yep, it's a true loss, and we'll miss him.
Yep. No, I agree. Once again, a family friend and very involved in the city. He's Police and Fire Commission for 40 years, almost 40 years and everything else. So he's going to be a great loss to the community. And our sympathies do go out to the family, that's for sure. I'd also like to mention real quick, a retired fire chief, Gary Mell, passed away recently. I believe tomorrow is his visitation, and then Wednesday's the funeral. And I want to recognize him. He a good number of years of service, moved his way up the ranks, and so he served the community very well, and we appreciate his service and sympathies and condolences go out to his family and friends also. So that was a great loss another loss to the community we had that I'm aware of. So wanted to make mention of that.
I also wanted to share some general comments. I know that the past couple months we've been having a conversation that's been relating to real estate and residential development and just economic development in general in Rock Island. And I just wanted to share, I had a very good meeting this afternoon over at the Chamber of Commerce with two of the employees of that organization. And I just want to share that there's a lot of goodwill from the Chamber towards the city of Rock Island. And I think that they've got a good read of where we're at right now as a city, anxious and ambitious to make some deals and sort of reverse the trend. And I expect that we'll see some more outreach from them in terms of educating us on what they do, what services they provide, and looking to help us facilitate the outreach that we want to do with key people and industries in this community. I think that there have definitely been some ruffled feathers as we've had these dialogues, but I've been very excited and supportive of the way that this is played out, because I think if you ever want to change the status quo, you got to have a little friction up front. You got to have a little agitation up front. And I think what we're trying to say is enough with the stereotypes, enough with the tired excuses of why people don't come to Rock Island. We've got businesses, we've got homeowners, we've got educational institutions. This city has got so much that it offers its residents every day, so much that it offers the Quad Cities every single day. And if it's really going to be the Quad Cities, if it's really going to be a strong region, we got to make sure that no other city and no one in terms of institutional power is making the competitive playing field uneven. Because I feel like that's what we're asking for, is an even field to compete on without these tired stereotypes and excuses about, this, that, or the other. And for all of those who are in the industry, whether it's real estate or private business or residential development, if there are actual, tangible impediments to you doing business in this city, I don't think there's been a council, a mayor, or a leadership from staff that's been more willing to have a conversation of how do we get it done and how can we get it done for you. This city is open for business. We want to make deals. And for those who feel like they can't, they need to let us know what we can do to change it. And then they need to be willing to step up, because we'll honor our commitment all day long. So I just wanted to say that.
Did you have something, James?
Was there anybody that signed up?
Yeah, there was, except for they crossed it off. And Jim, I assume you want to wait at this point? Okay.
So I just had a brief announcement. I don't know if you mentioned this in the mayor's update. I might have zoned out for a second or two. The Rock Island Police Benevolent Association is having their annual taco dinner and dance Saturday, April 7th, at the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union Hall. I'm told there's no admission fee to get in, but if you want to eat or you want to buy raffle tickets for the prizes or the baskets, you can spend your money that way. So if you want to support that, again, it's at Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union Hall, Saturday, April 7th. Mention the hours, I'm sorry. The taco dinner's from 5 to 7. The dance is from 7 to 11. Thank you.
I did do, real quick, a proclamation earlier, just because of the timing issue. It wasn't on the agenda. And it was in regards to Education and Sharing Day in Rock Island. It was submitted and talked with the Jewish community. Actually, try to read this. And some of it, as I know it's not on the screen, and some of the names I'm sure that I'm going to butcher too bad. But earlier today, I did a proclamation at the request of Rabbi Kendar, director of the Chedab. What's that? I may should have you read this. You might do better at it than I. Abab Lavilich of the Quad Cities, proclaiming tomorrow, March 27, 2018, as Education and Sharing Day. Much like the annual recognition from the U.S. Congress and every presiding president since 1978, this proclamation serves to commemorate the Rabbi Menachem Sirensen, I apologize, who dedicated his life to the betterment of mankind and advocated for a better education for all Americans and encourages us to reach out to you, the people, to create a better, brighter, and more helpful future. So I just want to let you know that was, timing-wise, it didn't work out well, so we did that. And I've got it here if anybody wants to read it, but I would goof up some more names, unfortunately. So, thank you. I just want to mention that. Anything else for the good of the cause? Item 25.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Move to second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There we go. I assume there's no discussion.
No executive session.
Total info, dailies.